This is a big one. This ain't. I request it again. It's right there. Miss Patti, accept the request. It's going down. Yep. She got to accept the request. There you go. It's on. It's on. Hey,
hi. Hey, little Joe, you're not Fat Joe no more.
Miss Patti Labelle. Right now, first of
Hey.
all, congratulations with the Verzuz. Congratulations. Gladys Knight. I mean, you know, it's not, you know, Patti, can I call you Patti or do I got to say Miss Labelle? What do you want me to do?
My name is Patti. Okay, you
Patti.
can call me Patti.
Patti,
all right,
I can tell
honey.
you a lighthearted story if you want to laugh. Are you in the mood to laugh today?
Yeah,
You
tell
in
it.
the mood to laugh?
Yes, I'm ready to laugh.
I met you this is a lighthearted joke. I met you many years ago for the first time in a radio station. And I came in and you said, hey, Fat Joe. And I said, how you doing? And you said, you even more handsome in person. And I looked at you and I was so overwhelmed meeting Patti Labelle. And then you gave me a look. And I said, is Patti giving me that look? So I got so nervous I ran out the radio station. So Patti, I got so nervous I ran out the radio station, right? So I get home. I get home. It's my wife. It's Lala Anthony, Carmelo's wife, and Misa, Puppy's first wife. And I said, yo, I just met Patti Labelle. They were like, you met Patti Labelle? And I said, yo, I think she gave me that look. They was, yo, Patti, they was laughing. They didn't believe shit I said.
Right. I gave you that look. I did.
I'm trying to tell them. Yo, Patti,
it was a good one. Yeah. It was a very, very loving one.
Hey, you know, I threw on my best shirt for you. Djaytiger.
Oh, you was
You
nice.
know, I threw on some Djaytiger. I threw on the big watch for you. And I had to get, I smell so good. And I'm gonna tell you something.
Good.
You have been into fashion for so long. What attracts you to fashion? You see, I'm a sneaker. I'm like the sneaker king. You the shoe queen.
I
what
love
is it about
shoes. What is it about what?
What is it about fashion?
I was born to in drag. I'm like a drag queen, a real lady drag queen. I love clothes. I love beautiful clothes. I love purses, the real ones, the cute ones. I love pumps, 5 and 6 inches. But lately I've been doing a kitten heel because I want to feel more comfortable. So I just love clothes. I mean, I've always dressed. My mother, my sisters, we all dressed. Yes.
Let me tell you something. I was at 2 years ago. It was so cold. I was at the Thanksgiving Day parade with my wife and my daughter. And you came down with this red crocodile Birkin bag. And you were sitting it right there. And I was hoping my wife ain't see that bag. And she seen it like it was Bin Laden a block away. Oh, you see the bag? You see the bag?
Oh, God.
Bag? Oh, my God. Red croc.
She saw it.
Oh,
yes.
Man,
I love the white too. She's such a sweetheart. Huh?
Yeah, thank you so much. And we love you. And Patti, let me ask you a question, right? My favorite of all time is Luther Vandross, right? And
is what?
Luther Vandross. He's like, you know, everything to me, right? And so
yes, me too.
I know you worked with him a lot. I know you performed with him. What was it like? It's Luther, because Spike Lee says it's Marvin Gaye. Rick Ross says it's Teddy. I say it's Luther. Who do you think is the best male vocalist of all time?
Well, let me say something. I love Luther Vandross. I mean, there's so many great male singers. Tyrese, Jaheim. There's so many great singers, and I know a lot of them looked up to Luther Vandross because Luther is like the masterclass of singers. And that's who he is, and that's who he was to me. He was everything to me. He used to buy me drag, beautiful gowns. He bought me crystal, a leek, and all the beautiful things. He said, because this is how I feel about you. So he kept me in beautiful gowns. Yes.
You know, so you think Luther was the best vocally?
I'm one of the best. I mean, there's so many great male singers, and I don't ever want to not say who is great, but I know Luther Vandross is one. You keep going off, Joe. I can't hear you, honey.
Oh, I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Let me tell you. Yeah, I can hear you perfect. It's just right there. Stay right there. That's the right phone.
Okay.
That's perfect. Now we can see you beautifully. So you see this watch. When I was dead
yeah,
broke,
you see that watch, bling bling. Huh?
Oh yeah, that's that big boy. That's that big boy. That's that big boy, right? And so
I see it.
I used to go see Luther Vandross. I was so poor, I'd be upper deck at the nosebleed. And he'd be looking so little like an ant on stage, but he always had a watch like this. So the first thing I did when I got money.
Joe.
Huh?
I couldn't hear what you said the last. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Back up from the phone. You gotta back up a little from the phone.
Joe.
Yes.
I know it's loud, but I can't hear what he's saying. It's a waste of time.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm getting nervous. You see, I'm like, I told you Patti looked at me like that. I told you. I told you Patti looked at me. She gave me that look. That's why I wore that dope check. She'll be back on technical difficulty, I hope. Patti Labelle, she's something else. Yo, Kenny Burns, the biggest, baby. Yo, Kenny. There go Patti again. She back in. There she goes. She back in, baby.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. All right, you know we don't own the IG, so we gotta play by their rules.
Right, we gotta just roll.
So what I was saying is, when I was younger, I would go see Luther perform, and I would be all the way up a deck, and he would always have a watch with diamonds, and I would always see it through the suit. And then the minute I got money, that was the first thing I wanted to do was get a watch with diamonds because of Luther.
Yeah, you represented. Yes, Luther put us all on point. Yeah, really, Joe.
Yeah, he was something else, and you are something else. And when you get on stage, and I'm sure it's pretty scary for other artists with you, because you get on stage, you start kicking them shoes off. You know, you go crazy. You kill. I mean, you kill it every time. You know, and coming up, I want to know what it was like coming up way back in the day. You know, being a female, a young African-American female, and the times was crazy.
I couldn't hear you, Joe. I'm sorry.
You can't hear me again?
Something happened and you went out vocally.
Can you hear me? Man, it's bugging out. Success Clothing on the check-in is bugging out. But you know, Patti Labelle, you know, we get, oh, there she go. Yo, Patti, she a real one, boy. Yo, Patti is a real one. You there now? You got me?
No, piece of it was missing. Piece of your question. I couldn't hear it all.
I'll just say, but
I'm
growing up in the industry back in the day, when there was so much problems, like you see now, we got Black Lives Matter. And you grew up in that time, that time where it was Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all that. how hard was it being a female artist at that time with all that turmoil and everything that was going on in America?
Well, it was as hard as it is now sometimes. I mean, I'm still a Black female artist, and I'm still struggling to do things that, say, my counterparts are doing, the white ones. You know, the Celine Dion's, we do the same song, but she gets much more life out of hers than mine. So it's still that we're still bubbling under, but we don't stop, and we don't let anything bring us down. So it's not easy for Black women today either. You know, it's much better, but it's going to get even better. Gladys and I were talking about that last night.
Yeah, and
Keep going, baby. What? Joe?
no, I'm saying so basically what you breaking down to me, which is true. I've always said it, but so I never even looked at it like that till you said it right now. So there's actually like systemic racism in even the music business is set up like that.
Oh, yeah. It's been like that forever. So, but it can change too. Because I always say this too shall change and it'll get better. It will. But we don't stop for nothing. Nothing stops us.
You definitely
Gladys
don't,
and I.
man. You have been so relevant for so long. Whether it's people sampling your music, whether it's people doing your songs over, or you showing up everywhere just killing it. Like you really, I mean, because I'm following in your footsteps. So, and I know how hard it is to reinvent yourself and be relevant and
Yeah.
you really, you know, I know you get a certain time, you got enough money where you feel like you could just be home, but you out there working, and I see you everywhere, talking to everybody.
Right.
Last time I saw you was at Fest, and you know,
Yes.
you worked hard for this.
I couldn't hear you. Joe?
I said you really worked hard for this. You really worked hard.
Oh, yeah.
You really worked.
I don't stop working.
You really worked hard at being relevant for so many years.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I won't stop. You know, with COVID keeping us at home for 7 months or more, I still do work from home. So you'll never see me standing still when there's a microphone or there's a subject to talk about or something to do for my better. I'm going to be doing it for a long time.
And something we share in common, I don't know if you know, but I was diabetic when I was 14 years old.
Really?
And yes, since I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I lost a lot of weight, like the last 12 years, so now I don't have to take insulin. But I've been diabetic for all this time. How long you been diabetic?
25 years. 25 years, and I'm still taking insulin.
Huh? How did you find out you was diabetic? Did you get like thirsty and stuff like that?
No. I was performing and passed out on stage somewhere in New York, the outskirts of New York City, maybe 25 years ago. And the doctor, we rushed me to the hospital, thinking I was working too hard because we were touring all the time. And he came out and said, "You're a type 2 diabetic." And I said, yes. My mother, my uncle, my aunt, they were all diabetics. My mother, amputations and losing eyesight, my uncle and aunt, and so many things. So it was in my family. So I never thought about not eating all that fried chicken and ham hocks with the greens and stuff because it was good. But then after that, when I was told I was a diabetic, I stopped cold turkey, all the fried chicken, French fries, the cheesecake, within moderation. Every now and then I would cheat a little bit, but I knew to come right back. But it's not easy being a diabetic. So you have to count your calories. You have to not eat certain things that you know you can't have. And the way I've been cooking all my life, my food is so good not being fried and all that. It could be sauteed, steamed. You don't have to have ham hocks. You can have smoked turkey if you like, or no turkey. Just eating cleaner. That's what we have to do. You're not that good anymore. You're a little Joe.
Air fryer?
No, I don't use that.
The air fryer?
I don't use it. Go ahead.
Oh, I have, and so I know with the carbs, we got to watch the carbs because the carbs turn into sugar. But you being diabetic for so long and you still looking amazing and still doing your everyday thing, there's so many people out there that get inspired by you. I know I'm inspired by you, and I try to do the same thing. So even though you know, I was diabetic. I try to work out. I try to eat the right thing. Because I know there's somebody, because it's a real scary thing when they tell you that. No matter what, when they tell you diabetic,
It's really
it's like
serious.
your
Yeah,
world crashes.
that's the way you used to do it. So now it's done a better way and a more healthy way. And I love it because I can cook. So I make all my food good.
And
Yes.
so,
Yes, I
I'm
do.
sure. And, and, uh, and I just love how, at what point you're such a singer and such an entertainer. At what point you said, I'm a boss up and be an entrepreneur and start your own betting lines and your pumpkin pies and your sweet potato pies. And
I
and
do.
I
Yeah.
believe that that's key to our artist's longevity. I think the music brings us to the coffee table, and then we gotta almost like an octopus reach out there and start these other businesses. At what time you said, I'm gonna boss up and own my own businesses?
I said it and it's true. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do if you keep after doing it over and over. Know that there's a yes somewhere because I don't believe in no. So my son and his partners, they went out and put this Patti Labelle food line, you know, my Good Life products. And I do have bedding, I have food, I have a bunch of stuff coming. And this is what I do now. I sit home and have fun watching the pies go out of the stores. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Let me tell you something. It's beautiful because we've seen so many artists come before us, and even now that when their career slows down a little bit, they don't know how to keep up with the bills, or they get into trouble. And you just setting an
Yeah.
example to let people know. You know, Bobby Brown got a barbecue sauce. I don't know
Sure
if you
does.
knew that.
No,
Yeah,
you
Bobby
know, I
Brown
know.
got a barbecue. He got
He's
a
pumping that
barbecue
food,
sauce.
right? He does.
Yup. And so, yeah, he does. And so it's a beautiful thing to see you be so strong and go out there and set the way for everybody. Um,
Thank
Richard
you, Jerry.
Pryor is probably my favorite comedian ever.
Yeah.
You can't hear me, Patti?
Huh? I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you.
me?
Yes, Richard Pryor.
I said
Yeah,
Richard
Richard Pryor.
Pryor is probably
Yeah,
my favorite comedian ever. And
mine
I know
too.
you did the stand-up comedy. What's the story uh, about Richard Pryor we probably never heard before? A funny story you got with Richard Pryor.
Oh my goodness, it was a few. We toured together. And so at the end of the tour, he thought that I wasn't being paid enough cash. You know, like you never can make enough money. You're worth much more than gold and this and that. So come to the dealership. We were in Detroit and pick out a car for my auntie. So I said, I don't know anything about cars, Richard. He said, come on, girl. So my friend Norma and I, we went to the car dealership in Detroit, and he said, I want to pick out a car for my aunt. I said, well, what color is her hair? He said, like a gray blue. So I picked out a blue Cadillac. I don't even know what kind of car it was. So he said, now sit down in the driver's seat, put the ignition on. I said, what is an ignition? I don't drive. I don't know what a car is. You know, I know I had a car, me and my husband at the time, but I don't know anything about driving. So he said, turn it on. So he put his hand in and he showed me how to turn it on. He said, now you just turned on the ignition to your new car. I said, I don't need no car.
Wow.
I don't drive, Richard. He said, you're going to get it. And then he would send diamonds and a sonnet to my home in Philadelphia because he said, I have to continue to pay you with things because you can never get enough money. So, I mean, we've had some wonderful stories. I love Richard Pryor.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
Richard Pryor, man. I love Richard Pryor, man. All his movies, all his
Oh,
stand-up comedy.
everything.
I mean, his story is
He has
special.
some
His
stories.
story is special.
Yeah,
And
very
I
special.
gotta, you know, I ask you these questions because I'm trying to live vicariously through you. Because, there's some young kids right now looking at me and they're like, damn, Joe, how was it when Big Daddy Kane or whatever? And I'm like, and when I watch the music and listen to the music and watch the movies, and I be like, damn, I wish I was there. Like, when I see American Gangster with Denzel, I was like, yo, I wish I was there. I wish I was at that Muhammad Ali fight
I
I
understand
was
that.
rocking the chinchilla walking.
Going to the
But you,
boxing. Yes.
yeah, but you did all that, and the 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 Lady Marmalade, right? That's how we say it. That's the right way to say it, right?
You can see Lady M if you like. Whatever way you said, I know what
Lady
you're talking
M.
about. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Lady M, Lady Marmalade, right? So
Yeah.
when Christina Aguilera and the girls did it over, uh,
Uh-huh.
man, that was
What a compliment.
that
That
was a
was a
beautiful.
compliment to us.
That's right.
When they did it,
That's right.
it
So
was a compliment because somebody thought our music was important enough to do it again. So good. And they did it well.
that's beautiful. Well, and then the Nelly and Kelly, uh, that was
Dilemma.
it. That,
Ah,
that
I
was
was
it.
in that video.
I seen you in the video. I saw you in the video.
That's right. I had fun in that video because that
That's
was Love Need and
beautiful.
Want To. I was very happy they did that over again.
Yeah, it is. Let me ask you something. With this COVID-19, you've been staying home, like staying home.
For the last 7 months, I've been out 5 times, not around people. And when I did have to go with people, of course, I'm masked up, shielded up, and gloved up. So I've never put myself at risk, and I've had my test. So I'm doing well, doing well.
You know, my sister Remy's like that too. Remy,
How
you know,
you?
I'm home too, but Remy wears the mask, the
She
shield,
better,
the baby.
right?
My goddaughter throws on the mask, the shield, like they.
I know. Could you do me a favor and tell her I send my love, Remy?
Yeah, I'll tell Remy. I'll tell Remy you send your love. I know you're gonna
Please.
do. See, you're supposed to do CNN with Don Lemon after this, huh?
No. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I said you're about to do CNN with Don Lemon after this, huh?
Oh yes, I can't wait. Me and Gladys and I think Dion.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Wow. Wow.
wow.
That's gonna be amazing. I'm tuning in right after this to CNN to watch you. Dionne
Okay.
Warwick, man. Whitney Houston. Whitney
They're
Houston.
related.
Did you know as a
Uh-huh.
baby, as a little girl?
Say that again.
Whitney. Did you know as a little, like a young girl? Because I know she's Dionne Warwick's niece. Did
Niece.
you know she was coming? Was it like you was like this?
Whitney?
There's this little girl that could sing.
Well, I knew she could sing because her mother brought her to one of my shows and the both of them sang with me. And I said, this little girl is phenomenal. So I've known her for a minute. Yeah, what a beautiful voice. And she's gone too soon. You know, so many gone too soon, but she was special. Yes.
Yeah, and Whitney Houston was something else. And I know you watched her grow up. Miss Patti, I'm gonna let you go. You do your CNN thing. We love you so much. I
Love you,
appreciate you
Joe.
coming on
Oh,
the show.
Joe. Joe, listen to me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Gladys Knight and Patti LaBelle verses. Phenomenal.
Beyond phenomenal. And them chandeliers set it off. You guys, I wouldn't think nothing more. You guys had the best set. Them chandeliers were
Really?
set up so beautiful. And
Ooh, I
and
had my home run up there, chilling.
let me
Yes.
tell you something. When I turned that on, I said, uh-oh, this that Patti LaBelle set right here.
It was from stage when I was on tour. Yes, it was.
Let
Yeah.
me tell you something. And Gladys Knight, I mean, I don't know. I think this Verzuz thing is such an amazing thing to celebrate
Yes,
the
it is.
careers. And if it wasn't for COVID, sad to say, we
Mm.
probably never would have got something like Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle Verzuz. I mean,
Yeah.
I've,
It's
I've,
true.
I've seen some of the greatest things in the last couple of months that I ever would see in music.
Yes, you sure have. Because I mean, Versus is saving so much. I mean, it's so much love and so much God sent music from Erica and Jill and Snoop Dogg and everybody. I mean, everybody who's done it, they've done it differently, and it's special. So every
So,
time it
Patti,
comes
you've been tuned into the verses. You've been watching them from home.
say that again?
You've been watching the verses from home, like Snoop Dogg
Yeah.
or.
Oh, Snoop Dogg and DMX, they hurt me. Yeah, it was too much joy and love and crazy with them, and I loved it. Yeah, I've been watching for a minute. I watched Babyface and my boy Teddy Riley.
Teddy
I
Riley.
watched
I thought
that.
I was gonna die with the Babyface and Teddy Riley when they didn't get to do it. I thought it was never gonna go down. Oh my God, I was so stressed out, and it came back with that thing. I was like,
It
oh
came
wow.
back.
And you know,
It was
Babyface is
wonderful.
one of
It
them
was a lot
shy.
of fun.
Yeah,
Huh?
Babyface is one of them shy guys. I thought.
Very
I
shy
was
and
like,
quiet.
yo, there's no way he's coming back. I was like, there's no way
Yeah.
Babyface is coming back. And
And
we
he
still
did.
got it.
Right. No, he's a great, great writer and everything.
Yesterday was
Pardon
one
me?
of the greatest. Yesterday was one of the greatest verses.
Oh, thank you.
It feels good to see the people support you like that. It was millions of people in there, and it's crazy because somebody next to me was like, "Yo, there's like 500,000 people." I said, "Yo, man, this fucking Patti Labelle, man. Like, this guy,
it was so nice.
This ain't no
It
regular
felt so good. Not
like,
regular, no.
No, this ain't nothing regular.
God.
Like, and
No.
so I'm gonna tell you, when I started the show, I started it off with I'm on my own. I'm on my own. That's
better sing.
My favorite.
Thank you, Joe.
Favorite. I be thinking I'm Michael McDonald on that joint right there.
All right. Yeah, well, we enjoyed it last night, Madison. So thank you so much, Joe.
And it's beautiful. As soon as I get off with you, I'm gonna tune on CNN. And I love you, Patti Labelle, and I hope to see you soon. Maybe the next Essence
I love you too,
this
Joe.
Corona thing is over.
What?
Maybe if this Corona's over, the next Essence Fest.
For the next what? Oh, when we come back to life, right? Be back and I'll be seeing you and your wife. See you later.
Thank you. We love you so much, Patti. We love you so much.
Love you too. Give your wife a hug.
I will. Thank you, Patti.
Bye, honey.
We.